In this video, I'm going to give you guys a step-by-step guide on how to create a Gael Monfils build that is optimized for playing online in 2K25. Monfils was in TopSpin 3 but hasn't been in the game since, and we're going to bring him back because he's one of the most entertaining players on tour and one of my personal favorites. I've had a lot of fun with this build, so with that being said, let's get right into his base stats. You're going to want to upgrade his base forehand to 55, which becomes 78, and his base backhand to 61, which becomes 81 after coach and fittings boosts. Monfils' forehand is more powerful than his backhand, but his backhand is more consistent and reliable. So since the forehand and backhand ratings have more impact on shot accuracy than they have on power, we went just a little higher on his backhand. And we're not going to touch his base serve because even though his serve was effective, it wasn't his strongest weapon. Right now his serves are overpowered in game, so with a high power rating his serve is still very strong. His volleying is adequate, but we'll leave it at 30 and then upgrade power to 68, which becomes 85 after boosts. Monfils usually plays points conservatively and tries to win with placement by hitting with 70 to 80% of his max power. But he also likes to mix in a powerful winner sometimes, and the 85 power ensures we can still go for those big shots. That being said, I tried to mimic Monfils' playstyle with this build and it was surprisingly effective online. I went for a lot of flat control shots and focused on hitting very deep and close to the baseline. If you have decent timing, this can be very effective because you can create better angles than with power shots. It's also very difficult for the opponent to attack on a deep control shot. And when they try to attack with poor timing, you can punish them and go for either an insane angle or a power shot into the open court. Next, we're going to set his base speed to 68, which becomes 91 after boosts. Monfils is known for getting to shots that seem impossible, and this is going to help us do just that. It's tough to put a winner past him, and that makes for some very entertaining points. Then make his base temp 66, which is going to become 82. One of Monfils' best qualities was his physical conditioning, and with 82 stamp you're going to have a big advantage in long points, just like with my Nadal build. Next, we're going to set his base reflexes to 42, which becomes 63 after boosts. Monfils was great at getting the ball in play on his returns, and the reflexes are also going to help him react to powerful shots. You could choose to go a bit higher on reflexes, but I personally didn't want to sacrifice his other stats. Next, you're going to want to use this coach, and when you get to level 4, you're going to unlock Reach Swings Expert. Monfils is phenomenal at reaching shots, and if you don't believe me, just go watch any of his highlight reels. This skill is going to help us stay in the point on defense, and with that, we can create some very entertaining rallies. If you choose to upgrade your volleys to 50, this coach can also give you Approach Shots Expert, but I think this is a pretty big sacrifice and doesn't really apply to Monfils. I'd also give him Shot Counter if I could, but you can only have one coach and no other coach can give you Reach Swings Expert. Then for the fittings, you're going to want to go with Strings Fitting 20, Grip Fitting 26, and Frame Fitting 20. This unlocks Slice Invasion, which I'm not sure he deserves, but I'd say it suits him the best out of the skills you can get from the fittings, and this makes him even stronger defensively. With this skill and with his decent reflexes, I'd recommend mixing it up between flat and slice returns to help throw off the opponent's timing. Obviously, there are some limitations to how well we can replicate Monfils. For example, I wish there was a badge that let you slide on hard courts like he often does, or something like spectacular volleys but for ground strokes so that we could hit his jumping winners, but I tried my best to work with what I had, and his high athleticism and reach swings badge definitely help. For the animations I went with, I think his serve is very similar, but for the forehand and backhand, I think these are just the best options. This time I'm also going to show you guys how I created his face because I'm pretty satisfied with the result. There's definitely something wrong in his eyes, and I think it can be improved overall, but if you guys want a decent starting point, feel free to pause the video on each panel and give it a try. I'm going to be releasing more builds, so if you like this type of content, consider subscribing, and if you want to see me play live, feel free to follow me on Twitch. As always, let me know what you guys want to see next, and I will see you all in the next video.